So, welcome back to today's podcast, the episode of Being Fruitful and Multiplying Part 2. So, I wanted to speak a little bit more on the topic of multiplication. So, for many of us, I don't know about you, but for me, multiplication usually means money. And it's like, how can I multiply what I'm creating in wealth? How can I multiply what I'm making in my job? How can I multiply what I'm making in my business, right? Well, what I believe the Lord is saying, even with being fruitful and multiplying, is with your hands, right? What are you doing with what's in your hands and multiplying that? If we even think back in the days of the Garden of Eden, right? They didn't have money, but they had a tree, they had the ground, they had animals, they had items that they could be multiplying so that it can continue to grow, so it can continue to affect the community, the neighborhood, right? Those in their family, they were able to multiply what they had to impact others around them. So, with us, how can this look like for today? I think that for today, if you are looking at what God is awakening, He is awakening wealth creators. That is true. For a lot of us, it will be how can you be fruitful and multiply in your wealth, in your business, in your job? Yes, you need to obey that. And that is exactly what He's asking you to do then. For others, He's asking us to multiply our home, our being the baker, being the cooker, being the one that's feeding our families. How can we multiply the impact of that, right? So if you're already cooking a meal, can you invite the neighbor over? Can you invite your kid's friend over who maybe doesn't have a dad at home, or a mom because they're both working or whatever it may be? How can you be fruitful and multiply what's in your hands? Maybe you're a writer. Maybe you're writing poems. Can you multiply that and write a book of poems? Can you multiply that and write a course to teach others how to write a book of poems, right? How can you multiply what's in your hands to bless others and, of course, bless yourself and receive God's blessing? The biggest thing and the neatest thing I thought about this is in Matthew 25 was when the Lord said in the parable of the talents, of course, when He came back and those that multiplied, He said to them, "Well done, you good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things, and I will make you ruler over many things. So enter you into the joy of the Lord." Now, I love this passage because the Lord is saying multiplication will give you that opportunity to enter into the joy of the Lord. We are created to be like our Creator and to be fruitful and to multiply what's in our hands, to multiply what we've been through, what we've had, what we've been through and overcome. Can we multiply that to bless other people? Maybe you've gone through a hard season and you've overcome it finally. Can you multiply that impact by sharing your testimony, by starting a small group of helping others that are in that same situation? How can you be fruitful and multiply? Take action today. Do not wait for, the right timing, the right circumstances, the right money. The Lord isn't asking for that. He doesn't give us the money and the provision before we take action. He says, go and do it, and then I will provide. He wants us to step forward. He wants us to be faithful, and He wants us to continue doing what He's asking us to do. So be encouraged with this today. Are you being fruitful and multiplying? How are you multiplying what's in your hands? And know that the multiplication you do will help you enter into that joy of the Lord. That is your strength. That is going to give you empowerment to go forward in the days ahead. Okay. So it's important that, again, take what you're doing already. Okay. And it could even be building wood items. It could even be cutting grass. So you cut your neighbor's grass and not just your grass, right? Do not think of it again only as money, only as an LLC, a big business, but think of it as the small things. How can you multiply what you're doing to impact others' lives, to empower them, to encourage them, to lift them up? Be one person of multiplication. Allow that glory of God to be revealed to those around you so He can then trust you with more, give you more cities, give you more people, give you more family, whatever it may be that He wants to multiply and give you. As in, He says, you've been faithful over a few, I will give you more, right? He wants to give you more. And then He also wants to help you enter into the joy of the Lord. So I hope this encouraged you today. Step out, make sure that you're multiplying, share your stories with us. We really want to hear How are you multiplying in your life? How are you actually doing this concept, this principle of the Bible, and how is it impacting those around you? All right. So until next time, continue to reign on earth as it is in heaven.